And it really creates a lot of confusion. Although, like, look, once you do the work, I am very clear that nuclear and natural gas is the path forward, like that, and we can get into that conversation. But I think what you're underscoring, or what you're saying, underscores the dilemma that we have. It's like, well, what is what, right? If we just look at it objectively, you can find the same amount of papers that advocate for wind and solar that you can for that for natural gas and nuclear. And you're saying there's like no like rule infrastructure that would highlight the financial incentives associated with who's writing what?
I think that everybody knows they're supposed to be disclosures. Yeah. I think everybody expects proper disclosures, but there's not a norm of disclosure. And there's
sort of like speeding in the suburbs, right? The speed limit's 35, but everyone goes 45 because they're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because everybody else is going 45. But I start disclosing, I know that guy's not disclosing. So it's just nobody like ever thinks about it.
Okay.
And I think that's a problem, but that's a professional norm problem. I don't know that you can or ought to regulate from above. So,
well, for example, this healthcare, you say this is like common practice. Are they required to do it, or are they just abide by a different set of etiquette?
I think to some extent they are, because there was the Sunshine Law at some point that required a database. There's some sort of formal law that requires central reporting, so that it's accessible to whoever wants to do the research on who gets funded by what pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
But that doesn't exist outside of that.